Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, July 16th of 2023. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives that create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. I thank you for being here today. Our topic today is if you were an instrument, and you are an instrument of divine will, how would you want your instrument to be used? How do you want to be used in this world? Because you are as a conduit of divine breath, of divine expression, of divine manifestation. You are being used. And we think of being used as like a negative thing and something that doesn't feel good when you're used, right? As we've associated that negativity with it. But we are being used. We are being used as instruments of divine will, and we have free will, so we can choose. We can choose how we want to be used and it's how we want our souls to be expressed in this world and how we want our lives to be lived in service, in peace. In the Community for Conscious Living, we've been honoring and remembering Mildred Lissette Norman, the Peace Pilgrim. She began her earth journey in the month of July and ended her earth journey in the month of July. We're right around the time of her birth date and her death date. And so I thought this would be a great time to really look at the life that she lived and what she did and how she became. And from what I've read of her writings and teachings and what I just want to shout out to my friend Scott, who told me about her and really turned me on to her life and her history and everything. Because I've really dived in to how she just became, she had an experience, and similar to what I did when I had my awakening experience. I gave away my material possessions and sold my house and my car and went off to study with a spiritual teacher. She just relinquished her possessions and took on the name Peace Pilgrim and walked over 25,000 miles, well over, across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, sharing a message of peace, of joy, giving hope, inspiring others, changing lives. And that was her life mission until the day that she crossed over, that she passed from this earth plane. So with that an inspiration of how she just let everything go and became that conduit and allowed herself to be used as a message for peace. It's really inspired me, and I hope that it inspires you too. So I pose the question today: how do we want to be used as conduits of divine expression, of divine will on this earth plane while we're here in these bodies? So let's go ahead now and come into our meditation and healing circle. We're going to begin and we're going to look at, in today's meditation and healing circle, how does our soul, what's the song of the soul that really wants to be sung? We're going to lean into that space in the body where the soul, where we can connect in with that divine connection and how that expression wants to come through, and hopefully tune in to the song that the soul wants to sing. So let's come into our circle, sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. And I invite you to just face everything into the center of the circle. Bring your entire being to be present. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, everything just facing into this space of, and this essence of pure divine light streaming into our circle. And just let all of your senses take in take in the light all the way through these organs, these eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and skin, the pores of your skin, and everything just takes in information and transfers it into your body, into your nervous system, your brain and central nervous system, your peripheral nervous system. So just let this pure divine light be taken in through your senses into your body, right? Light is like electricity, and your nervous system is like the electrical circuitry of your body. So let it come in, and just as it moves through, let it cleanse and purify any of the gunk or the clutter from your nervous system, and let it smooth out the pathways in your nervous system. And use your breath and really inhale it, breathe it in all the way into your core, into your center. And then as you exhale, let yourself just drop in and land into your body, into the center of your body, dropping down into your hips. And let that pure divine light, let it fall on your skin and just travel in through your pores, all the way into the center of your body. Just imagine it along your brain and central nervous system that runs along your spine. And let that pure divine light just fill the whole core of your body. You can feel or imagine that pure divine light as it streams in through the top of your head and runs along your vertical core, along the front of your spine, and all the way through into your body, all the way through your body and into your hips and through your base. And breathe all of your energy into that pure divine light. And as you exhale, drop down, land into your pelvic bowl, center into that center of gravity at the center of your pelvic bowl, that place where you find your balance, right? Where you find your balance, your stability, and anchor into that place. And then upright your spine and lean back into your spine. And just bask in that light as it comes through your body. And let the light in front of you just radiate into your body in a pure, cleansing, illuminating, awakening light. And now let's bring your heart center to face into the center of our circle. That eye of the heart is at the center of your heart center. You have a funnel of energy that extends from the front of your chest, and let that face directly into the circle. Together, let's call on our source, the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love. Just imagine, feel this unconditional love streaming into the center of the circle, and let your heart center, just let it tip up and receive that gentle waterfall of unconditional love streaming into your heart. And let your heart be like a breathing portal, and breathe it in all the way into the center of your body. And you might hit some clutter and some tension in your heart space, and that's okay. As you inhale, just let that love, the love is unconditional, right? It doesn't worry about your blocks. It will flow where it flows. And as you exhale, just blow out any of that clutter that's ready to release. If you want, you can do some tapping around the center of your chest, around your heart center, and all the way up under your collarbones, even up into the sides of your neck, where your lymphatic system is, where your lymph nodes are, and just let that tension release. Let that energy begin to move and flush out that area of your body And then with each breath, as you inhale in through your heart center, then let it go deeper into your chest, the center of your chest, as you inhale. And as you exhale, blow out any of the clutter, any of the tension. The poet Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So just let those blocks and barriers, just let them be blown out and drawn out with your exhale. And again, let's face the center of our circle. Together, let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you, we ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion. Compassion is that ocean of living consciousness that everything subsists in. It's the container for this entire realm, this entire three-dimensional time-space reality that we live in is contained in an ocean of eternal compassion. And the ocean of eternal compassion contains everything in this existence, everything within it. So this existence is compassion and everything contained in compassion. So as you inhale, just like feeling that light penetrating through your skin and drawing that in, inhaling that unconditional love through your heart and all the way into your core. As you exhale, let yourself drop down into your body, land into your body, and let your entire being be held in this ocean of eternal compassion. And just feel yourself held in an embrace of love, of compassion, of pure acceptance, of belonging. Let yourself be held there, be cradled there, be contained in a protective womb. And feel yourself, just let yourself land, right? That's one thing that I think we don't do enough. Just really let yourself draw in that love, be loved. Invite your heart to be loved and to receive the love. And invite the consciousness from every cell of your body to be loved and to receive the love that is here to love you. Let every cell of your body receive love. Draw that in. Feel loved. Be loved. Receive love. And let your whole being just drop in, drop down, and land into this ocean of eternal compassion. Be held, be cradled, be embraced, be protected, be accepted. Know your belonging in this space. Full breath, full breath. And just continue breathing. And I want to invite you to just like drop in deeper into your body. And again, as you elongate your spine, kind of imagine you have a string at the top of your head, right in the center of your crown, lifting your head up, right? So your head, your eyes are looking straight ahead. Your head has a slight downward tilt. So you're really containing your energy in your body, right? Not up and like lifting out of your body, but you're down and in your body. And this light and this love and compassion are filling your body in every cell. From every fiber of your being is filled with light and love and compassion. And now just lean into your spine, lean into the back of your body behind your heart. Just imagine your heart in the center of your chest and your spine at your back body, and lean into that space behind your heart, between your heart and your spine. Lean into that space, and just rest there and breathe into that space for a minute. And again, just feeling that pure divine light, that unconditional love, and that eternal compassion. Feeling all of that running through you and swirling through you as you rest into this place. And lean into that space in your spine, in front of your spine, behind your heart, and to breathe into that space. And just make an intention to connect in with your soul's longing, and that divine breath that breathes you from this space in your body, that breathes inspiration, that inspires into you. And rest into that and just breathe into that space in your back body. And as you inhale, just let that space open up. You can imagine or actually feel that space open up, and feel the space expand, and your vertebrae lengthening and opening as you inhale. And as you exhale, just let yourself sink into that space. Be in the flow of that breath, and just inquire into, is there a message in that breath for you? Like, you are here as an instrument of divine expression, an instrument of divine will, and yet you have free will. But the places in us that feel discontent and disconnection, when we feel like we're not connected, we're not content, things aren't going right in our lives, it's when we separate ourselves from this breath and this soul's longing. When we get in touch with that soul's longing and lean into it and hear the messages of it and say yes to receiving it, and say yes to aligning with it and acting from that place, that's when we really feel that we are being drawn home where we can feel that sense of connection, of belonging, and find that fulfillment of the soul's longing. So let yourself lean into that space and inquire into, what is the soul's longing calling you home to? Right? Where is it calling you to connect in, to find your place in this world, to find your service, to find your expression, to find your value, to find your heart's fulfillment? And just lean into that with that question. Call on your source for help, for guidance, for opening. Call on the angels and all of your support team that's here to help. We have free will, so they wait for us to ask. And when we ask, they're ready to help. So ask. Ask from the sincerity in your heart, from the longing in your heart. It wants so deeply to return to that connection. And lean into that space behind your heart and breathe. I'm going to give you a quiet minute here. So just stay with that breath. As an instrument of divine will, how does your soul long to be used? What does your soul long to bring into this realm? Just breathe that in. Breathe it all the way into your core. Let it fill your core. And as you lean into that space and inhale that breath into your breath, and as you exhale, just bring it through to the front of your chest. Bring it through from your back of from your spine space into the front of your chest. Just bring it through with a gentle sigh, like a ah. Ah. As you bring that through with that gentle sigh, just say yes to it. Let it come all the way in to your heart center and to the core of your body, and let it fill that vertical core, that space of that light that runs through your body. So let it be permeated with its breath. And let that breath move along that vertical core. That vertical core connects in with all of your subtle energy centers. So just let it travel. Let this message travel along that vertical core. Just allow it to permeate that space. And invite that, lean into the heart. The heart is that place where the inner knowing really connects in. Your being knows, right? Your being knows. That heart is the compass, that inner compass that you true up to. So lean into that and say yes to that inner knowing. And then invite your mind, your thoughts and beliefs and ideas. Just invite your mind's eye to turn down to witness the knowing in the heart. The role of the mind is to be in service to the knowing in the heart, right? Not to take over. The role of the mind is not to take over the knowing, but to witness the knowing of the heart and to say yes and be in service to that knowing in the heart. So the mind's eye turns down to the heart. So invite the mind to bow and to say yes to the knowing in the heart. Even if your conscious awareness isn't totally clear on what that is, just trust Trust that that soul's longing is coming through. Invite your mind's eye to turn down to witness that knowing of that soul's longing, and to bow and say yes. And breathe as you just let that connection be made between head and heart. And just feel that energy as it moves from your mind space to your heart space, and feel that flow between the two, synchronizing, aligning, and feel that flow get cleaner and cleaner and stronger between head and heart. Head in service to the heart's knowing, that inner wisdom, that soul's longing, right? That's connected to that divine will. A divine will that wants to come through and express through you, use you as a conduit for divine expression and divine manifestation, for some sharing of gifts or service or expression in some way. And breathe into your heart space, into that vertical core. And again, drop down and land into, let it travel all the way down that vertical core and land into your hips. Anchor into that center of gravity at the very center of your pelvic bowl. Be and it is. Kun fayakun. Kun fayakun means be and it is. Be and it is. Be and it is. And really let that ground into your hips. And you can feel that presence really grounding into your belly space and into your hips. Feel that really anchor into that center. You're probably familiar with the sacral center and where that comes into the body, and probably the lower dantian, which is considered about 3 or 4 fingers widths beneath your belly button, right? In that space, and follow that back about halfway front to back in your physical body. It's like that source of that creative life force energy as it comes through your body. That sense of creative power, right? And I call this the I am center. Like your head is the I believe, I think center, my thoughts. The heart is the inner knowing and the wisdom center, the I know, or the I think center, or I believe center, the I know center. And then this pelvic bowl space is the I am center. Let yourself really drop down and land into your pelvic bowl, into your hips, your mind's eye, witnessing the inner knowing of the heart, saying yes and agreeing to be in service to the wisdom of the heart, and all of that dropping down and landing into who you are. Anytime that you're called to express or to do in some way, you're also called to be, right? It is a part of the way that we evolve as human beings on the planet. We don't necessarily evolve. I mean, we do evolve through sitting in meditation, and we also evolve by taking action and moving with our interactions and relationships that are formed when we take action in the world. So let yourself really drop down and land into your pelvic bowl and be. This anchors you into who you be as you say yes to the expression and the service, and your mind is in support and service of your heart's inner knowing, your soul's longing, that place of connection. So all three of these aligned and working together so that as you move, you are moving from a state of being, right? We don't have to leave our connection and our meditative space in order to go out and do or to express. One aligned body, aligning head, heart, and belly. Take a deep breath again. Inhale all the parts of yourself into the core of your body, all of your energy into the core. Exhale, drop down into your pelvic bowl and land. Land in your body and say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Now, the question for you again, as an instrument of divine will, how do you want to be used in this world? If you have a pen and paper, you can take a minute and just write. Stream of consciousness, write. As an instrument of divine will, I want to, and fill in the blanks, right? Use that as a writing prompt. As an instrument of divine will, I want to, or I choose to, and let yourself continue to write and write and write. Let it come out and say yes. I'm going to go ahead and end our recording and open for Q&A. If you are listening to this recording, I'm going to tell you how to connect with us live. We are live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. We are live. You can join us through the computer, through the website, by phone, or you can catch us on Facebook in the Community for Conscious Living Facebook group. To get all of the information for joining us live, go to communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. While you're there, sign up to receive the reminders and replays of all of our events. And when you do, you will receive 2 free gifts. One is just a one sheet that you can download and paste everywhere, your computer, your phone, your car, your mirror, your refrigerator door, your pantry door, your front door, all of the places that you can put it to remind yourself of the truth of who and what you are, why you're here, what this earth journey is about. So we need those reminders on a daily basis to help us to just keep things in perspective and remember that we're here for a purpose and that purpose matters. You will also receive a 15-minute downloadable guided meditation to help you to connect in with that pure divine light, unconditional love, and eternal compassion that is the core of your being, the truth of who you are. So with that, I thank you very much for being here today. I will be opening for the Q&A. If you're listening on Facebook, the link is there for you to join us for the Q&A. That does not go on the recording to protect the privacy of those who have questions. But if you are there with us, you can participate, and I'd love to hear from you. So please join us. Thanks.